Hey guys, Morgan from Rebellious Reading. We talk about all things books. And today I'm going to be participating in Miniature TBR Star Hop. Now, this is a game created by Stephanie's Bookverse. Basically, it's a miniature read-a-thon. It lasts 48 hours. And the goal is to hop from star to moon to sun to whatever until you get to the Bethlehem star up here. And there are some wormholes along the way that send you back to the beginning. And I have to get all the way across this board in 48 hours using this dice and this little moving piece this bunny here that I turned into a moving piece, I should say. And yeah, this should be fun. I have a bunch of prompts, and let's see how this goes. Okay, here we go. Sorry if the camera's shaking a bit, I'm having to hold it at this angle. But anyway, here goes. 1, 2, 3. That went off camera, but damn it, let me try that again. 2. Okay, not very far along, but okay. We landed on a moon. Okay. I'm screen recording right now. Time to find out which prompt I'm gonna pick. Borrowed, huh? Well, I know just what I'm doing for that. Okay. So just to let you guys know, I did change a few of the prompts for this. And one of those that I changed was library, because I do not have a library card. I know, I'm such a fake book nerd. But I changed it to borrowed, and that's what I ended up with for my first prompt. So the first book I'm going to read is The First Men in the Moon by H.G. Wells. So, yeah, I don't know if you guys can see it at this angle, but I have an H.G. Wells written on my shirt. It says H.G. Wells Rules. So I'm going to be reading this book for the first time. I borrowed this from my uncle, in case you were wondering, and apparently it's about these people who go to the moon years before the moon landing happened. It was written in the early 1900s, so it's one of H.G. Wells' later works. And in this book, there's actually aliens on the moon, I think, so this should be interesting. Okay, so it's 3:45 right now in the morning, and I just finished this book. My thoughts on it are, it's pretty good, not H.G. Wells' best. The ending kinda sucked, if I'm being honest. Well, most of the ending. The last chapter redeems a lot, but for the most part, this was a pretty good book. I liked the adventure. I liked how it kind of felt like H.G. Wells was being a little bit self-aware about his writing style. So yeah, this was a pretty cool science fiction adventure story. Now, with that out of the way, let's get on to roll number 2. Five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Woohoo! Wait a minute. It just occurred to me that I forgot to turn my microphone on, so be prepared for the audio from the camera for this part, folks. But anyway, we landed on a star. Okay, so I ended up with a book that's under 300 pages according to this spinner wheel, so I'm picking That Was Then, This Is Now by S.E. Hinton. This isn't part of a series, but it is set in the same universe as S.E. Hinton's previous book, The Outsiders. It has a few of the same characters, but for the most part we're following entirely new people. And let's just say that this is a lot darker than The Outsiders even, which, considering this is S.E. Hinton we're talking about, is both completely unsurprising and completely impressive. So yeah, I'm gonna be reading this. It's only 159 pages. That's perfect. So yeah, I'm gonna be reading that next. Okay, so I finished book number 2 of this read-a-thon. This was actually awesome. It was really sad. It definitely made me feel sorry for the characters, who I both liked, despite the fact that they're a bit morally gray in both cases. Both of the main characters are not exactly the most likable of people, but I still found myself liking them, which those are my favorite kind of characters. I give this 4.5 stars. I gave this book 3.5. I forgot to mention that last night. It's currently 4:23 p.m. on Saturday. So, that's one good book and one excellent book so far. This read-a-thon's, I'm not gonna jinx it. Okay, let's try roll number 3. 1. Okay, so it's a 1. That is definitely better than... Well, that's better than nothing. So, let's move to the moon prompt. Come on, stand up. Okay, so we got middle grade. Let me look at my shelf here. Oh wait, I know what I can do. Hang on, be right back. Couldn't find it, but I know what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna have to check my room again. Okay. For this, I'm going to be reading the first book in the Chronicles of Narnia series. I read this as a kid, and I cannot wait to get back into it. It's definitely a middle grade, and as such, it's nice and short. In fact, let me see how many pages this is. 202, that's entirely doable. So, yeah, this is what I'm reading next. Okay, book number 3 is now complete. It is 8:18 p.m. on Saturday, and I just finished The Magician's Nephew, first book in the Chronicles of Narnia series. This was a fun little middle grade fantasy type thing. Yeah, I enjoyed this. I read this series as a kid, like I said, and yeah, I think I'm still gonna enjoy it as an adult. So, yeah. I give this 8 out of 10 stars. Now, let's do the next roll. Okay, here goes. Let's roll the dice. 1, 2, 3. 4! And we got a moon. Now, let us spin the moon prompts again. Oh great, I have to borrow another book. Okay, so when I first saw borrowed come up again, I kind of panicked because I already used up the first min in the moon. But then I thought, I borrowed this Dracula Frankenstein bundle thing from my dad, so I figured, why not read one of the 2 books that's in here? I think I'm gonna read Frankenstein for this, since it's only 242 pages, as opposed to Dracula, which is over 400. So, yeah, Frankenstein by Mary Shelley is my next book. Okay, it's currently 5:37 p.m. on Sunday. I only have a few minutes left of this read-a-thon, but I finished Frankenstein. This was a great book. Sure, the writing was a little dense, but the story overall was amazing. Like, I love how throughout both characters are kind of morally ambiguous. I like morally ambiguous characters. And I actually cried during this book, which is a first for me so far. So, yay! Wow, that sounded weird. But anyway, I'm gonna try to find a short story that'll fit the prompt if I can. Hope and pray that I end up on the last thing. Okay, time to finish this thing, hopefully. Let's pray for a 3 or higher. 1? Okay, I'm losing. This game is over. Okay, so we got a 1. Let me spin the wheel here. Okay, so we got under 300 pages. but I'm afraid there are no books that I can read in 18 minutes. Yeah, no book is that short. Even most short stories aren't that short, so I failed. I give up. But look how far I came. I made it almost to the end. I'm still proud of myself even though I lost. So, with that, I'm just gonna say that I'm Morgan from Rebellious Reading, and I'm gonna end this read-a-thon here.